And they told me about myself. You wicked woman. How can you do this to the brother? You should have been sexy. Anyway, it's your fault. You ate what they did. Yes, sir. Look at you, Bambala Obolo. Yes, they all came for me in herds. Hey, internet. The entire theme of my marriage was mission Chanel lose weight. I tried everything under the sun. Emotional stress if the partnership is unhealthy. As Tina Turner said, what's love got to do with it? I'm on for. I'm a friend if you Ghana. I'm gonna say I'm a fool what trendy. You know what, yeah? It's okay. Because we are going to talk about it. Let me make sure the mic is on because somebody needs to hear me. I hope you guys are okay. All right. What is the science behind it? What is the reason why she reinvents herself after divorce? What is the reason why she's chopped her hair, she's dyed it blonde, she might do blue next week? Why has she shaved her hair off? Why has she started a new business and a new venture? Why has she moved out of the country? She's traveling so much. Now she's going places with her friends. She's found some more feminine, exciting things like more different makeup products to wear perhaps. Now she's getting her nails done more often. Why does she do that? Why has she lost so much weight now? Or even gained for those who are on the reverse or the other journey? Why is she glowing after a divorce? So is marriage a good thing? Because I think from a post that I recently put on Instagram people may think that I despise the institution of marriage and I glorify divorce. That's what a lot of people obviously have said. And it makes sense based on the post, marriage versus divorce. But let me tell you what I really think about marriage. I've actually written it down because I didn't want to mix up my words. Is marriage beneficial? Like, do you need it? Why is it the thing that we do as adults or something that we aspire to have? To tell you the truth, when I was a little girl, I didn't actually aspire to get married. I didn't. As I grew, I realized the benefits of it. 2 is better than 1. Even the Bible says that, isn't it, right? So what is it? It's companionship and emotional support. Yeah, I think we all know that. A stable environment to raising a family, obviously, i.e. children. Shared financial resources and responsibilities. That's always a plus. I mean, we love a 50-50, don't we? Legal benefits, inheritance, medical decision-making, taxes, retirement plan, especially if obviously, you know, you work for a company. There's so many things that you can benefit from those type of things, isn't it? And of course, a sense of commitment and partnership. So those are the beneficial things that we understand the institution of marriage to be. However, marriage is not automatically beneficial. It can also involve a loss of independence. I know, and particularly speaking for women who maybe have been liberated, maybe in their younger years before they met their spouse. And you know, everything you have to do, you're now partnered with someone. And so therefore, that is very much in consideration to respecting your marriage or your marital home. Also, financial and legal complications if the relationship deteriorates. Conflicts over values, money, family, or life goals. If you are not aligned, it's going to be a mess, right? I think we can agree on that. Emotional stress if the partnership is unhealthy. I'm going to say that one again, that last one. Emotional stress if the partnership becomes unhealthy. Did I say that correctly? Emotional stress if the partnership is unhealthy. Take of that as you will. And I guess the bingo question or answer from me of what people perhaps, based off seeing that post that, you know, really went off online, do I despise and I hate marriage? And do I think that is impossible for that beautiful God-ordained union to be a good thing? I absolutely do believe in marriage. In fact, after everything I went through, I actually believe in true love. I believe it exists, you guys. But of course, as Tina Turner said, what's love got to do with it? Because let me tell you something, it's not just about love. And so if your significant other, i.e. a man, falls in love with you and he loves that thing about you, that thing, maybe you've got, I don't know, broad shoulders or I don't know, a big boobs, a big booty, that thing that they accept you for who you are, take me as I am type of thing. Okay, that's amazing. I think that's quite, what's the word? It's endearing, right? It's endearing when somebody loves you for the state to which they found you in. You know, even if it's something that you're not particularly confident in, they love you and they in fact want you to stay that way or enhance it even more because it makes them feel good. So who's the old version of you? Who was she? And I'm specifically talking to women who have either separated or who are actually straight out divorced, and they're in the phases of really understanding the newer version that they're aspiring to be. My previous video that I did, I actually spoke about this, the importance of aiming to glow up post, you know, or even if it's not a glow up, because you might have just been on point when you were married. But perhaps you just want something different. Oh, I just want to experience something new and different. All of the qualities that, or the things that happen to a lot of women when they've divorced that I mentioned earlier, such as maybe shaving their hair or cutting their hair or going on a weight loss journey, traveling, starting a new business. By the way, all of these things can be done whilst you are in a happy and healthy marriage. I wouldn't dispute that actually at all. But some people have different experiences. I absolutely had my own personal experience. And all I knew is, despite whether it was happy or healthy or an okay, wonderful and beautiful marriage, I wanted change for myself because it's not like it wasn't enough, but it wasn't me. And when I sit back and I make the comparisons of my newer self to my old self, that is exactly what I see. Something different, something new, and something that is really the core being of me and who I'm really meant to be. To the point where I'm really activating in my power, as I'm activating fully and truly my true womanhood. Because at the end of the day, I am woman. I'm a woman and I wanted to feel that. You could have all the assets in the world, okay? Booty, batty, breastises, the most gorgeous, beautiful face and everything, and still not feel like you are a woman internally. And to be completely honest with you, that's exactly how I felt. I could literally end the video here and just check out. But we got more to discuss, obviously, because I've got notes. And, you know, I've had deeper thoughts, especially after my video went crazy online a couple of days ago. I just wanted to say that for the most part, I just didn't feel like a woman. And now I do. I'm fully operating in my feminine energy. It's so empowering. It's so endearing. It's so uplifting. It's graceful, and it makes me feel happy. I feel happy that I am a woman. I was born a female, literally. I've carried children. I have my monthly cycle. I am all of that, but I didn't feel that. And that is what I was longing for. And a lot of women don't even realize that's the thing that they're losing. So you may think, oh yes, because I have all of these assets and my man loves and appreciates it. Internally, are you really feeling the femininity within yourself to say, yes, I'm a woman? Think about it. And so what happens? She might compromise in the marriage just so that it can work. And you know, I would always advise anybody who's in some type of, in a state, if your marriage is a mess, I would advise you to seek help. Absolutely. Do you really think that I didn't try to lose weight? That's all I ever tried to do. The entire marriage, the entire theme of my marriage was mission Chanel lose weight. I tried everything under the sun. Believe me. But you know what? Had I even lost the weight and got down to the size that I am now within that marriage and still never felt like a woman, then I guess what would have been the point? Because this isn't about anything to do with weight. Obviously, it's the main factor, of course, for me. It is part of it. But as I said, this is truly about feeling like a woman. And so, of course, you lose yourself. When you are not operating as a woman, you lose yourself. Okay? I absolutely lost myself. And when I think back to who I really was in my childhood, perhaps in my teenhood, remembering that I have felt that before. I have felt feminine. I have felt like a woman. And I'm not operating as one anymore. Then I've completely lost my soul. And what you're not understanding, and I unfortunately have to bring him into this because it takes two to tango, as you guys know that. But when the other party is not understanding that I'm losing my feminine grace because they want me to operate in the masculine so that they are benefiting, then my girls, we are calling the lawyer. There is no reason for an institution that involves a feminine and masculine energy and is literally meant to be like that you're both being feminine or you're both being masculine. Even in LGBTQ plus BBB Sano, okay? There is a female and a masculine energy in it. Even if it's two women. And it doesn't matter of your beliefs and if you feel it's wrong or not. Women are marrying women. And men are marrying men. It's the world that we're living in today. Whether you agree with it or not, it's happening. But let me tell you something. Even in those unions, there's a masculine and a feminine energy. And with that, it creates balance. So if we're both operating in either the feminine or the masculine, as a man and a woman, what do you think the outcome of the relationship is going to be? And if there's no goal to rectifying that and ensuring that balance is met as a goal, then I guess we have a problem. So what also happens to a woman who's reinventing herself and discovering the newness of herself is she has an awakening. And this is a very important part. The moment your eyes open, because if I can speak for myself, I thought that everything was okay. And this is why you saw me on YouTube flaunting everything like it was okay, because I genuinely believed that that is how it's supposed to be until the awakening happened. Until I saw myself and realized I had lost it all. I'm not even going to blame the other party. I'm absolutely responsible for that as well. But if the other party is not going to help or understands or is willing to, then we are in trouble. We are dying internally. And to be honest, that is what happened to me. If I can pull it In simple terms, that is exactly what happened to me, my friends. The awakening was so necessary. And for me, my awakening was so relevant and so obvious. And I had ignored it for a long time, of all of the signs that were being shown to me. This had nothing to do with my husband and the kids or anything. It was really me, and looking in the mirror and seeing what was what, and realizing that I'm not even headed to a right direction. And I'm not feeling good or empowered. Part of the awakening is realizing, do you know what? The option that you have are just two. Deal with it or choose yourself. I decided to choose the latter. And it's the best decision I have made till this day. Deal with it or choose yourself. That was my ultimatum. Can we fix it? Of course. Most marriages, that's all you're ever doing. But this is why one of the terms of divorce actually says irreconcilable irreconcilable differences. And what I would say is, once it gets to that and you start to feel the ick, and even the man might even feel the ick towards you, because let's be honest, as much as you claim to love that, is it really desirable anymore? Maybe even in his eyes, I'm not desirable anymore. I remember a lot of the comments. We'll get onto the post in a bit and we'll discuss a lot of the feedback. You should have done that in your marriage. Oh, I'm looking amazing in my marriage and my husband loves that. Amazing. We'll talk about that in a minute. But despite all of that, we are now at the stage where I have the ick or you have the ick for me. Whatever the case, it is something that you can't turn back from. Otherwise, is this pointless? And I know this is primarily about weight loss, especially in my case. It's definitely the catalyst. I'll be honest with you. The catalyst was my weight. But it's not just about that transformation. It was the mindset shift. The awakening that I started to get was something that was making me change my mind about myself and absolutely see myself and my trajectory, the life I was heading towards, not even just by myself, but with my family, with my spouse. Like, what is it really going to be like? And realizing that was the cap and the limit to the happiness that I was going to receive. I guess that's the point where I'm waking up now. And there's all sorts of other things that you start to delve into to now, wake up. You get a spiritual epiphany. You get, there's so many various different ways that make you say, man, something needs to shift and change. Now let's talk about it, because I put up a post and it's trending. I'm telling you, people have called me from Ghana, say I'm a furiwa, almost say what trending with social media. I'm telling you, first of all, I found this very interesting. If you're on LinkedIn, please go and check out my most recent post, because when it hit 1 million views, it wasn't even at 24 hours, but I was like, it worked. Go and see my LinkedIn post, because it was strategy. I know what my power is. Apart from the power for myself, I know my voice and who God has put me on this earth to help through my platform. Okay? I am not the best at makeup, but I know a few of you loved my makeup videos back in the day. Whether it's your eyebrow tutorials or your highlight, your contour, shade matching, whatever the case, I included in that. But that's the part of the oldest, part of what I used to do. But what is my voice now? I really want women who have been in my shoes or have been where I've been to know that it's possible to transform, to come out of the depression, to come out of what is getting them down, not feeling proud of themselves, not letting them feel the woman that they are, not feeling empowered. I want you guys to know that it is possible, especially after a drastic breakup or divorce. Now, let me tell you something. I don't even believe that I was in the worst marriage in the world. But at the end of the day, if I am not feeling like a woman within that marriage, then I am not going to be happy, and neither will be he, and neither will the children, and everybody will just be kaput. No one will go anywhere. Females hold so much power in a matrimonial home. So much. But when she operates in her feminine grace, that is. Okay? Right. So I want to go through some of the comments, okay? Why could you not have done this in your marriage? Why couldn't you have lost the weight in your marriage? You know what? That's a long-winded answer. But to tell you the truth, I was very stressed. I felt like I had the weight on my shoulders of just navigating life, operating a business. And in some areas, I felt unsupported. And so, as much as I will attempt every way possible to be the best version of myself within that setting, operating to be the best version of me became close to impossible in my eyes. And so, I mean, I would elaborate a bit more on Patreon. I have a post and it is free. You can go and look. I will make sure that it's free. You don't have to pay to view it. But I will just share with you a few of the things on, either Substack or Patreon, or I may put it on both platforms. I've just joined Substack. And you could read a bit more. I will elaborate a bit more on that. But you can't really operate and do the things that you really want to achieve sometimes if you're feeling either under supported, or you just find a lack of motivation yourself, or even every effort you're trying is failing. And I definitely felt that way. I absolutely tried to lose weight in my marriage, you guys. You guys know that. I have come here and shown you various different ways of I'm trying to lose weight. It always flopped. Okay? The other comments as well I got, there was loads, obviously there's thousands, but I had to pick the 3 top ones. You were already big and he took you as you were. In fact, people are calling me and branding me a liar. You were already big and he took you as you were. So stop lying, Chanel. Again, please refer to my Patreon and my Substack for an elaboration on that. But just to clarify things, actually, I wasn't a size 28 when we met. Absolutely not. When I came onto YouTube, I was absolutely a big girl. I've always been big, as I've said. But when I did meet him, I was a size 16 to 18. I had gone on the Cambridge diet. I've told this story before. I went on the Cambridge diet with another YouTuber friend of mine. And we both lost a significant amount of weight. In fact, I remember that was when I was really operating in my power, because I was doing makeup, I was doing content online, and this was about 14 years ago, I want to say. I never said in that post that I wasn't big post meeting my ex-partner. I made a podcast episode last year with my dietitian. Do you remember? It's currently down on my channel. I may put an unlisted link as well for you to refer to that. And I quite boldly said in that he desired me to be bigger. In fact, it was eat, mama. I want a big mama. That is what he wanted. He wanted me to be as big as possible. I do know why. I think culture plays a part of that. It looks like you're something if you're bigger in perhaps according to his culture or whatever. Yes. In fact, in our communities, I would say that's the thing. But that's a very old school mentality. Wouldn't you agree? I think we're in the age now where health is wealth. But to old school people like that, healthy is fat. But when you're dealing with headaches and backaches and sleep apnea and all these type of conditions that's affecting your health, and there's a literal person who's deeming to love me so much and for what I am, campaigning against that, saying you are fine, by the grace of God you'll be okay. Honeys, I'm gonna run for my life. Once I became awakened, that is. The last one, you didn't glow for him, so it's all your fault. You could have been sexy for him. Look how, in fact, people were calling me wicked in the comment section. What a wicked, evil woman. That you done this after you left the marriage. First of all, I did have weight loss surgery during my marriage. But again, please go to my Substack or my Patreon and read more on that story, because there wasn't a mutual agreement for the weight loss surgery. Let's just put it like that. Now, it's interesting because I really had to evaluate the types of people who were commenting on this viral post. Like, I was very intrigued. You know, I really read. So we had the men. And one thing I have to give it to our brothers, okay, is the loyalty amongst the man them. Wow. They came in hundreds. And they backed their boy. And you know what's funny? This post became so popular within the Nigerian community. And I found that really interesting because I'm Ghanaian. Not like, I mean, obviously, my Nigerian people, you guys know me now. You guys know me, pa. You guys know me. And I was once your wife. I think we remember that, isn't it? So I'm very much appreciative of my Nigerian supporters. But I was just like, the post before that, I was doing my dancing crown and dressing up as a queen mother to go to an event. And so I'm expecting, if anything, it's going to bang in the Ghanaian community. Lo and behold, it's popping in the Nigerian community to the point where Laura Ikeji, is that her name? Linda Ikeji, one of them, posts it. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on here? But the men, they don't know me. They don't know my spouse. But I found it very interesting because you guys will know that my previous partner is Nigerian. So it's just like, this is what I'm saying. The boys came out and they were loyal and they stood on business and they dragged me. They criticized me. They insulted me. Oh, you know, men. And they told me about myself. You wicked woman. How can you do this to the brother? You should have been sexy. Anyway, it's your fault. You ate what you did. Yes, sir. Look at you, Bambala Obolo. Yes, they all came for me in herds. Hey, internet. Okay, that's the men. The women. Girls, I need to find. It's hot, you know. You know what the weather degrees is tomorrow? It's 36. So I am filming this tonight because I am not wearing makeup tomorrow. I can't be bothered. But the girls, ladies, let's get tight. Sit down, grab a cup of tea. Girls, let's talk. There were two types of women in the comments. Ones who were supporting, ones who obviously weren't. And I found it so interesting. Again, I'm going to elaborate more on my Patreon or my Substack on that matter. But what I would say is, at the end of the day, I make content for women. All the comments that the men were saying, I laughed at them. They were so funny. The men are, a lot of them were funny. I don't actually care because men will be men. They're boys, you know. I raised boy. I got boys, you guys remember. I know what boys are like. But the girls, oh girls, we gotta do better sometimes, you know, because first of all, you don't know my full story. The men also don't know my full story, but it's hard to get things into the guys sometimes. So sometimes you just got to left them in it. But girlies, I feel that we all may share, similar experiences, even if it hasn't happened to you. Maybe a friend or an aunt or your mum may have experienced certain things. And so where I'm getting from comments from women, and as I said, I looked at the two types of women who were commenting on it, and I really observed it. I clicked on profiles. I looked at their bios. I looked at their profile pictures. The quote unquote slay queens were like, you go girl, yes. The ones that, in my opinion, from judging from their profiles, appeared to be so glamorous and about that life, those were the ones who were really in support of me, sending me love heart emojis. Girl, you got it. Girl, you look amazing. Well done. Boom, boom, bam, bam. And then with all due respect, the ones who were critiquing me, judging me, bashing me, cussing me out, when I looked at their profile and all, hey, with all due respect, I say this with humility, Pachel, please. I say this with humility. When I looked at their profiles, it was given basic. It was given basic. And you know what? Each to their own, because you don't have to do the most to feel empowered as a woman, right? It's all what's within you. But then it's interesting. Oh, and apart from that, those are the ones that had all the religious texts in their bios. Jesus is Lord. Every Bible quotation, you'll think about it. It was all there. Those are the ones who are dragging me through the mud. But you don't know my story. Now, the internet will internet. It's understandable that you will respond to what you've seen. But at the same time, as the person who's on this side, analyzing all of that, it only made me conclude what I concluded as well. So yeah, we had our glamorous slay queens and we had the pick-meshas out there. Interesting. I had a lot to learn from this post because it really does help me in my ministry online. Because I really genuinely want to be on these platforms to help people. I lost myself to the point where I feel like I was buried in the grave and I had to dig myself out again. All by myself and by the grace of God. And since I'm here and I've got this opportunity, my goal is still to empower women. That doesn't stop. But I want to empower the women who actually are not going to be offended if another woman has decided or has firmly understood that the problem in her life really was the marriage that she was in. I said earlier on in the video, you can have a beautiful marriage, and kudos to you if you have a wonderful marriage. I'm happy for you. I aspire to have a great relationship, whether that ends up in marriage or not. I would love one of those. That would be nice. For all of those who've been following me on my journey and saw a picture of perfection, I'm sorry if I gave you a perfect perception of what my marriage was. But I gave you the 2% as well, not the full 100. Anyway, I would like to close on this. The real glow up and what that really is about having boundaries. Is about having peace. Is about having confidence. It's about getting your femininity and your womanhood. And it's about independence. That is the real glow up. The weight is beautiful. The weight loss, getting your hair cut, doing all of this, bam, bam, boom, boom, I've arrived, I'm a queen. But it's about all of those factors that I just mentioned. That is the most important thing to you, or should be to you, about your glow up. Okay? I hope this gives you a good insight to this topic area. Weight loss, divorce, healing, and becoming the woman that you're meant to be. I am gone and I'm done and I'm excited to come back with more. Do subscribe and follow on my platforms. Ashe.